Hi guys, welcome back to the Sicilian Revival. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two games for you. We are at home against Bari and away against Cagliari. Since you were last with us, we have had some good form. We drew 1-1 with Atalanta. We managed a 1-0 win away at Frosinone, a 1-0 win at home against Napoli, so we've done the double over Napoli this season. We drew 1-1 away at Brianza, but then 1-2-1 away against Cremonese. So we've had a really good run of form. Our centre-back Matthias Ross has really stepped up to the plate. He is also our new team captain. And to be quite honest, I'm really surprised by how this has gone. We've had a bit of a dire run, and then all of a sudden we've picked it up again. And we're only 1 point away from being on the same total that we finished the last Serie A season on. So going into these two games, I mean, Barry beat us 5-1 last time out. I'm hoping we can go into this game and be a little bit more competitive this time. And then obviously we've got the away game against Cagliari, who we drew 1-1 with at home. So we're we're clearly improving one way or another. We're not scoring as many goals, it must be said, but we're also not conceding quite as many either. So slight improvements, and if we can get any wins in these next two games, that will be lovely indeed. First things first, though, we have had a little bit of a transfer move around. Nothing too major, though. Valenzuela, we tried to loan out. It didn't happen. He's been getting into a bit of a tiff with us about the fact that he's not playing a lot, and rightfully so, he hasn't been playing a lot. So we tried to loan him out. It didn't happen. So in the end, he has stayed with the club. But we've just had one player leave and one player arrive. Akanze has gone out on loan to Cittadella in Serie B. They are bottom of Serie B, incidentally. And I think, to be honest, his time at the club is going to come to an end. We are going to seek to sell him in the summer. He's not really improved his game at all. And it's unfortunate, really, because I did quite like him when he signed initially, but he's just not really got going in the side. And the one signing has come from Leeds United, £525,000 for Isaac Hine. He's a 32-year-old Swedish international centre-back. He's on quite a lot of money, it must be said, but he's a very strong centre-back. He's 6'3", very, very strong, like I say, good jumping reach, pretty quick as well, considering he's now 32, and very good defensive attributes. I think he's a very good signing for us. And hopefully it'll bring a little bit of security into our defence as well. He's only played a couple of games, one start and one substitute appearance so far, but hopefully he will break into the side. We initially agreed to sign him on a free transfer at the end of the season, but he's come in permanently because he was cheap at the end of the day after he signed that contract agreement anyway, and Leeds were willing to let him go. So he has come in, and apparently he's played in a number of different positions, including up front, and that's probably because of him being 6'3" and he's pretty quick. He can't really finish though, so it's a bit of a strange one, but it is what it is. Um, so going into these two games, hopefully we can maintain the form that we're in. Mamadou Ba scored a couple of goals recently, but our top scorer is Schmidt, and despite how far through the season we are now, he's only scored 4 goals for us this season, and he is still our top goal scorer. So we need to just start breaking through a little bit. Nunziante has finally broken into the side as our number one. Of course, with Brazil no longer being our captain, there's not any major reason for playing him at the moment. And Nunziante has done very well in training, and he deserves his opportunity, if truth be told. And I think he could be our goalkeeper very much long term. He's certainly improving as he goes through training and that. So I think it's a big opportunity for him to get some extra game time. And Brazil, we may end up potentially selling him at the end of this season. He's only about 20, 30 games away from being our record appearance maker. Um, but I think it's just about starting to come to the time where he needs to move on, unfortunately. So going into this game against Barry, we're hopeful that we can certainly play better than we did the last time we played them. That 5-1 defeat, of course, was absolutely um, embarrassing. I think is the best way of putting it. So hopefully we can go out there today and continue our decent run of form. And obviously the target is if we get a point today, we will be on the same amount of points as we finished the last season in Serie A and 15 games from the end of the season. So we are certainly improving as Schmidt tries to get there, but it's fallen for Marone. And well, Marone finished it superbly, but Schmidt got brought down in the penalty area. So the referee's having a look to see if this is a penalty. And to be fair, if this is not given, then he stopped it unnecessarily because we did score there, but he stopped the game in an attacking sense, and he's given no penalty. So that is absolutely shocking, in my opinion, from the referee there because Marone finished it well anyway, and he's done the drop ball for the goalkeeper Gasparini, and it's played forward into Sotalo. So we should be ahead right now, but bit of an error there from the referee because we were in a very good attacking possession even after the challenge. Schmidt here into Hegel, loses out to Rodriguez, but Schmidt picks it up again, finds Marone, plays it into Mamadou Bar, and this time he puts it away for his fourth goal of the season. I don't think there was any offside there. There's a lot of complaints from the Bari players, but I'm pretty sure he was on. It's been disallowed. He was offside. That's harsh. It didn't look like he was offside, but so we've had one goal chalked off because of a false penalty decision, and we've had one chalked off for offside now, so it remains 0-0. And so far, safe to say, we've been a little bit unlucky. Here is Kumbeda into Musto, and now Higo into Schmidt. That's a nice pass, and Gambo comes down this left-hand side. Chance to play it into the penalty area, plays it into Schmidt, and there is the goal. No offside chance this time. Deservedly, we have taken the lead. And it was a very well worked goal, to be honest. We passed it around very, very well. We found the space. Gambo charging down the left hand side, easily beating his man, and Schmidt was there with the finish. Having him and Barr out wide as inside forwards certainly seems to be working. Schmidt, especially, seems to have taken quite well to the role. He's a very good finisher, though. It has to be said. He's got 16 for finishing, so he's certainly capable as one of those inside forwards. So hopefully things can continue in this manner. As we approach half time, another highlight approaching us here with Verratti playing it out wide to Kumbedi. And again, we're looking a lot better with this setup and we're playing some very neat football. And Mamadou Bar is in, and Mamadou Bar has scored, and he's not offside this time. It's his fourth goal of the season. And we have certainly come a long way this season already, if truth be told. After losing 5-1 to them just a few months ago, we are ahead by 2-0, and we're looking pretty comfortable as well. Our two inside forwards on the score sheet, and hopefully in the second half it will continue. It's a tight offside actually, and I tell you what, it was very tight. The number 4 of Barry there just playing Mamadou Bar on, luckily. And as things stand, we could be moving up to 12th place in the league, and hopefully the second half will continue in the same vein. And here is Schmidt with the free kick. Knocks it forward looking for Musto. And it's a bit of a poor set piece, if truth be told. And Serra comfortably dealing with it and launching it clear. But Matthias Ross intercepting and finding Higo. And now Schmidt has support ahead of him if he can find it. But he's gone for goal. And I tell you what, I thought that was in then. Gasparini was well beaten. And it's gone just wide. But we're very dominant here. Possession-wise, very, very close though, but we are certainly creating plenty of goal-scoring opportunities. And to be fair, Barry just growing in the game here in the second half. They've just created a few more opportunities themselves, so it does show just how even this game is at the moment. But at 2-0, we're looking reasonably comfortable, and there is an opportunity that we could end up making a couple of changes here before fitness gets too much of a concern. But as things stand, we've got no reason to make any changes. And Cassano, who absolutely ruined us in the previous fixtures by scoring a hat-trick, and it's a good ball in, and Rodriguez was left a bit unmarked there, which was a bit of a concern, and he hit it well, but luckily he hit it off target. So we're looking very good for 3 points here as Marone here with a corner, swings it in toward that near post, and it's not even reached Verratti, and Schmidt into Marone, back to Schmidt, and now Musto, back to Marone. It's a very strange combination of passes here. And Musto knocks it back to Ross, and the chance does continue potentially here. Bangora into Kumbedi. We need to just get that little bit of width back in the side here. Ross. I mean, it's a loose pass from Ross. Verratti does just about keep it in. And now Gambo over the top, and Schmidt is in behind, lays it across for Marone, and that is the third. And in the end, it was a very well worked goal, but considering the initial corner, it was certainly a strange one. We didn't really look like we were going to score at all there with the way that the set piece was taken. But Gambo with the ball over the top, Schmidt using his pace very, very well, laying it across on a plate for Marone, who, of course, scored a couple of games ago as well. And he's just starting to find his rhythm in the side, which is excellent, really, because he's certainly capable. And I'm glad that it's finally starting to work out for him here. But that is a very good result. 3-0 here at home against Barry. And all of a sudden, we're starting to believe that we might actually stay up in the division this year, which from a financial perspective would be huge for this football club. And obviously, if we can establish ourselves in Serie A, then obviously we can start to build a little bit more foundations and maybe in a couple of years' time start looking at potential European places if we can stay in the league this year. It's certainly looking more positive. We're 12 points clear now of the bottom three. And this run of results that we've had, we're looking pretty good. It'll take a little bit to catch up to the teams just above us. 5 points is the gap to those next teams, but we can take a bit of a step towards it. Cagliari are one of the teams that are 5 points clear from us, and we play them next. So if we beat them, we are potentially creating an opportunity to push up another place in the next few weeks. So it's just a case of opening this gap up to this bottom three. At 12 points, we're looking pretty good, but hopefully we can extend the gap a little bit more. So we've got about a week to go, I think, until the game against Cagliari. So it's a week to go. So bear with me. We'll come back for that game, and hopefully the good run will continue. Positive signs for sure. Okay then, guys, here we go for the game away against Cagliari. They are sat in 10th place. A win today would put us within 2 points of them. So, big opportunity here. And obviously in the coming weeks, if we can maintain this kind of form, we could be pushing up for mid-table. But sat in 12th place, I am more than happy with. I was expecting a relegation fight, especially after the run of results that we've had recently. But over the course of the January transfer window, we have looked very, very strong. And hopefully that will continue today. Going into this game, again, we're away from home. Not too sure what to expect with our away games still. We're a little bit hit and miss with them, but we have shown some very good resolve in recent weeks. Hopefully that will continue today. Home games are the important ones. If we can take our points at home, I am more than happy. Any points away from home, we will take, even if it's draws, we will certainly take them. And hopefully we can do so today. They've got a decent side, Cagliari. Obviously, they're sat in mid-table. They're looking reasonably strong. They've won their last 3 games as well, so they're in decent form also. So it could be a tough game, this one. If we can get a point away from home, we'll take it. And I hate it when it does this. It's a highlight straight from kickoff, and Cagliari work it out to this left-hand side with Parente and into Dondini. Back to Breivik. And now Parente back to Obert. And it's an early highlight for Cagliari. It doesn't make me feel too confident. We have got Brazil back in goal today. Nunzianti unfortunately came down with the virus, so Brazil gets his chance back in goal again. And Dondini trying to get forward, lays it back to Breivik, plays it into the penalty area, and there is a goal inside the first minute for Leonardo Dondini. And they worked it very well straight from kickoff, and we've not touched the ball yet. So you can't really argue with it, but at the same time, considering how strong we've been in recent weeks, we need to just be a little bit careful as Breivik knocks it into the penalty area. And there is Obert, and it's 2-0. And we are falling apart here. I'm going to berate the team very early on because this is a shocking start. And hopefully we can wake up a little bit because this is the poorest performance we've had for quite some time. And it's only been 25 minutes and they are dominating. 7 attempts at goal, 6 shots on target. We've just had the 1 attempt so far. and we're not looking like we're going to get anything from this game, which is a little bit disappointing. Brazil's having a fantastic game, really. I mean, he's conceded 2 goals. He's rated a 7.5 so far as he knocks it out to Matthias Ross. I mean, yes, we know that we're going to get caught out by teams at some stage, but the fact that we're doing it in a manner that we are doing isn't ideal. Higo here into Schmidt. He loses possession, but Higo does well to pick it up again and find Vasic, and he lofts it down the line, and Schmidt does get there, and Marone's got to score there. He's got to be scoring that opportunity. I mean, that would have certainly got us back into the game, but he's got to score there. Marone with the corner toward that far post. It's comfortably cleared from Marin, and Bar picks it up, but it's the only highlight we've had, and that has been a terrible, terrible first half from our point of view, and we really need to sort ourselves out here and try and pick it up in this second half. Running into Docena, out to Zappa on this right hand side, and again, they're just finding that little bit extra space at the moment. It's the first time we've looked majorly poor, really, with this setup, and Marone with a strike, and it's just clipped the top of the crossbar, and again, just hitting the target. That's what we needed, and he's not gone and done it, unfortunately. Thiago Schmidt really struggling for fitness today, but a lot of poor performances out there, and I think, to be honest, it is going to be time to make some changes, I think. Simon Musto's on a yellow card, so we'll get Coliseko on for him. Mamadou Bar's on a yellow card, and he's had a shocking game. We'll give Malakar an opportunity, I think, to be quite honest. Marone can go on that left-hand side. Schmidt can come off as well. We'll give Valley Rahman an opportunity there. Malakar's not played too much recently, so it's probably good that we get him on. Vasic is on a yellow card. Gambo can come on for him. And Kambadi's been shocking as well, to be honest. So we'll get Schiappi on for him. All 5 changes made. Let's see if we can just give ourselves something that we can try and fight back with. Going to drop a bit of encouragement to the lads. It has been a better performance this second half, but it's definitely been our worst performance since December. It's very much our worst performance. We've managed to create a few more chances though, which is something. Gambo into Higo, back to Gambo, swings it in toward the far post and running, doing very well to come out and claim that one. Valley Rahman was certainly the target there, but it just couldn't quite get down to him, and running just knocks it out for Docena. Good interception from Gambo, good energy from him. Bangora back to Gambo. He loses out to Arcelo. Unfortunately, it was a heavy touch there. And Docena into Marin. Knocks it over the top, looking for Salcedo. Ross doing well with the header. And now Bangora in space, finds Malakar. That's a lovely pass. Schiappi coming down this right-hand side. Opportunity here. Obert clears. And that was a really well-worked opportunity, that. We just couldn't find the finish. And Sinisgallo charging forward for Cagliari. If they score from here, after that opportunity we created, it will be harsh. And Vallecari has done. I mean, it stings a bit, that one. We look quite good going forward there, and that one does sting a bit. We haven't deserved anything from the game, to be honest. But, yeah, that third goal did sting a bit because we created a very good opportunity there and it just got cleared, and it was very fortunate that it fell to their player. But a number of poor performers there. Marone, 6.2. Bar, a 6.3. A number of our defenders. I mean, Captain Ross with a 6.2. Brazil was our standout performer. And don't get me wrong, we've had a good run of results, and we knew it was going to come eventually. With 6 points behind 11th place, I think if we can just maintain our position in and around 12th, 13th, 14th, something like that, I think we'll do quite well. Obviously, we've got an 11-point gap to the bottom 3, so we've got a little bit of comfort there. But a result like that can knock the stuffing out of you a little bit, so we are going to have to be a little bit careful going forward. It is unfortunate, to be honest. I mean, Vallecari, I mean, it was a very good finish from him. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that we nearly scored ourselves and then they just took the ball by the horns and went to the other end and scored. I mean, we've had 4 wins in our last 6 games before that, so you can't really knock it, to be honest. But it is what it is. We just have to recycle and go again. And in terms of fixtures coming up, probably looking at probably somewhere around here. I'll double check to see what games we've already had. Roma and Torino is the games that I'm looking at the moment. But then you've got a running of 6 fixtures until the end of the season for Atalanta and Frosinone. So we'll see how we look, and we'll be back very much sooner rather than later, hopefully. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will signing away.